What's up, everybody? This is Jarrett from Bowling for Soup, and you're listening to Upside Down Shark Radio. Nothing worse than an upside down shark, except an upside down shark on the radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 49 of Upside Down Shark Radio.
Nice.
I am one of your hosts this week. Iller than a Cardi B's latest single. It's your boy Craig, joined by Tom, so fresh and so clean Baker.
That was perfect. I mean,
There you go.
Cardi B references were so current and so up to date that it blows my mind how contemporary we are.
Well, we're going to be so up to date this week. We're going to talk about Captain Marvel, the PlayStation Classic, and this isn't the 1980s. We're going to talk about Predator.
The Predator.
The Predator. That's how you know it's a reboot, because it's got the.
Yeah.
In it. So like the Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, you know.
The Mortal Kombat.
If they rebooted Mortal Kombat, that's what it would be, wouldn't it?
What other things could you put the in front of?
The Grand Theft Auto.
The Grand Theft Auto, the Red Dead Redemption.
The Assassin's Creed. See, it works, doesn't it? It's weird how it works with nearly everything.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
They should reboot it at this point. I agree. That's a strong statement there. I'm glad you're making these.
This man does not speak for us.
We are Upside Down Shark. We are a pop culture podcast where we talk about video games, news, films, comic books, TV shows, sometimes pizza, most of the time pizza, and more. Where can people find us?
They can find us all over the internet. Literally everywhere. Every website, we're there. Like, what else do you need to know? No, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Castbox, TuneIn Radio, all the great podcast providers. On YouTube, if you want to see our beautiful faces. I just dropped my phone. Please ignore that. And if you want to find us on any social media platform, we are there. Just type in Upside Down Shark. You'll find us there. UpsideDownShark.com for all the links and all of this nonsense. Craig.
Should I zoom in the camera a bit, or do you think we're okay where we are?
I think we're okay.
Okay.
I can zoom in later.
Yeah, you know, because we start rolling, and I think, hey, let's check the volumes. Hey, let's look at the camera, you know.
All the things we should probably check before we start.
But this is the ragtag operation you should expect from Upside Down Shark.
Exactly. Off the cuff, like a good sleeve.
Off the cuff, hairy stuff. That's our nickname. No?
I'm just going to let that silence sit there for a second.
Sit there next to the hairy stuff. What should we begin with, Thomas?
Well, it's just such a busy week that we got so many choices. But why don't we start with the PlayStation Classic, because I have it up on my screen now.
Okay. Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
That looks like a naked person on your screen.
Oh, Craig.
Wrong tab.
I sent you that picture in private.
Private. It doesn't even look like you. Too many abs.
Hey now.
You're a rock star.
Get your game on.
Go play the PlayStation Classic. Is that what it's called?
Good segue. Yes, it is.
So, Tom, last year was the SNES Classic. Is that how you say it? The SNES, or do you call it the SNES?
I call it the SNES.
The Super NES?
The SNES.
The SNES. Before that was the NES. Do you call it the NES?
Yeah, I would call it the NES. I wouldn't call it the Nintendo Entertainment System every single time.
Why wouldn't you not call it the Nintendo Entertainment System?
Because why would you do that? I don't call it the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, formerly known as the Super Famicom.
Well, we should just call it the Super Famicom, and then no one will understand what we're on about.
Because Famicom's short for family computer. It's not a family computer. It's a games console.
Okay.
It's an entertainment system, if anything.
Yes, it's the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
So therefore...
And the second one was a little bit more superior. So one might say it's the Super Nintendo.
Some people call them microcons. Those people are mental.
Those people are wrong.
They're just classic mini consoles. And
Minicons.
so I saw a very disparaging article saying, in Sony's attempt to copy Nintendo like they always do, here comes the PlayStation Classic. And it's like the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System mini classics, in which it's almost half the size of the regular grey PS1 we all had as children.
45% to be exact.
Thank you for
quick maths.
Thank you for keeping me honest there. I said almost half, but we got that actual actual number there. And it's going to have just 20 games, of which a quarter have just been released so far. And it's going to be everything's virtual, no discs, no nothing. You get the thing, and it plugs into your TV, HDMI, and that's it. It's in a world where everything's smart and stuff like this. I am happy that they keep doing these classic consoles that you just plug them in and they work.
Yep, it's a toy essentially, but in the best possible way.
Yes.
It's going to be the perfect thing to get around Christmas time. The games that released so far are Final Fantasy VII Classic, Jumping Flash. I don't think I've even heard of that.
So from what I've heard, no one has ever really played this game.
Yeah, it's such a weird choice
to have it on this. But apparently it was one of the first 3D platformers.
Right.
So that's why it was there near the release of the PlayStation 1.
Alrighty.
And like it may not be something that everyone knows, but they're releasing it. So that's something to look forward to, I guess, something new.
I guess.
Okay.
Then there's the R4, which is I've put the in front of something again, but it doesn't exist.
The R4.
The R4, the Ridge Racer Type 4.
Is the R4 the name of that illegal DS card?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. They were before their time then.
Exactly. There you go. The Ridge Racer 4 card. The
Tekken 3.
I'm going to stop doing this now. See, I think they've missed a trick not doing Tekken 2, because Tekken 2 is the best Tekken.
Everyone has their preferences. I personally like the stupid vignettes you get in Tekken 1, because some of them are just really dumb.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, so Tekken 3 is like the last Tekken, isn't it, on the PlayStation, so it's going to be the most fully featured.
I suppose.
So that's probably the easiest way.
I'm going to school everyone as martial law as I normally do.
Yes, I like doing the where you run up them, because that's a stupid move. As martial law, you can just run up them, and you just fall flat on them. So you do the hook, and then...
It's more like...
I like doing the backflip, so you just kick. Yeah, I actually remember quite a few moves. His moveset has never really changed, has it?
No, it pales to Street Fighter, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, I've never been a big Street Fighter fellow, so I can't really talk about that. But if you think it's not as good, then don't buy one of these.
I will probably buy it anyway. And the last game announced so far is Wild Arms, which I've got to say is another game. I have no idea what it is. I never played it.
It's an RPG?
I'm Googling it now just to check. It was released on April 30th, 1997.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an RPG.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, we'll just say Wild Arms. So, if you were going to release this, obviously they're going to release games that are going to be on it here and there. I presume this is where the conversation is going. What games would you have on there?
See, this is the problem, because a lot of the games that were released on the PS1 that I remember playing fondly are licensed games, or ones that were going to be a legal nightmare to revive.
Or licensed music might be in them.
Exactly. So Tony Hawk is the most obvious example.
Yes.
If they don't have any of the classic Tony Hawk's games, then it's going to be a massive omission, and it'll be a real shame.
Tony Hawk's 2 is what I would... That's the last one on there, isn't it?
No, 4. They went all the way to 4 on PS1.
Really?
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on PS1, and it has the best soundtrack out of any of them. I will fight a man that says different.
Which one of the Crash Bandicoots? All of them?
2.
2? Yeah, I'd say 2. Because number 1 is like they're just getting to grips with what they want it to be, and then they have loads of ideas that they put into 2, and then 3 became like...
Too bloated.
A bit gimmicky,
yeah.
Like the jet ski and the bike that controls like bad. I was trying to think of a word that wasn't a swear word then, and my brain went into relapse. What, Spyro?
Oh yeah, there's got to be a Spyro.
It's weird because the Spyro remake's happening. We've just had the Crash remake, but why not have them there as well?
They would have to be there. I mean, if I was going to pick my top 20, then Hogs of War would be in there as well, because Hogs of War was a great game.
Because we were in that right age, weren't we? To just, even if the game was bad, we thought it was good. Die Hard trilogy would be for me, because it was based on the 3 films, and the first film was a third-person top-down, where you looked really bad. The second was a first person where you were on rails, and the third one was
a driving one. Wasn't
a driving
it?
one,
I
yeah.
remember that bit.
And then if you didn't drop off a passenger in time, the whole world exploded for no real reason, and just a ball of fire would incinerate you.
Wow, that's quite a punishment for dropping off the person at the wrong time.
But it was also the era of cheat codes, so stupid stuff like you could make the Die Hard car jump. In Casper, you could float above rooms, so you could like break the game pretty much by going to the end.
I remember cheat codes fondly. It'd be really cool if there was a 21st game on the console that you had to unlock with a cheat code.
Yeah, the old up, down, down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Konami code.
Yeah. Well, that would... Metal Gear Solid. Have you ever played Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is... I think that is got to be on there as well.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's never been re-released or anything like that. There's no easy way to play it in HD.
It hasn't... Is it Konami? Is Konami the...
Bomberman? Yeah, they do Bomberman. Metal Gear.
Well, I was thinking Konami's the one that Kojima fell out with. He didn't fall out with Sony, did he?
That is correct, yes.
So then there wouldn't really be a problem in that regard with getting Metal Gear.
I believe Metal Gear, though, is owned by Konami.
Of course.
And they're too busy making money off their pachinko machines in Japan to really care about racing games.
Is that how they make their money now?
That is, it's pachinko machines and like health centers in Japan is where they make most of their money. So they don't really care. They just release Pro Evolution Soccer every year and little games here and there. So they're not really too bothered about anything else.
Well, and I wonder how well Pro Evo would do this year because, again, for my football fans out there, holler at your boy. Pro Evo's only advantage over FIFA for the past few years is that they had the licensed Champions League, and now they don't. It's gone back to FIFA, so literally Pro Evo have nothing that...
Nothing.
Yeah, it's just entirely redundant now. So, yeah, that's a little segue. But back to the PlayStation Mini Classic, or Classic Mini, whatever way you arrange it.
I think there's no Mini in it. It's just Classic.
I was looking at the URL on this Polygon article. I mean, we definitely get our own news from our own reputable sources.
And we will definitely mention those reputable sources when we get that news, right?
Hashtag watermark. So this will retail as $99.99 in the US, about £90 in the UK, and about essentially $100, £100, wherever. Or 9,980 yen in Japan, if you want to be specific.
Love those Japanese currency.
So, do you think it's worth the cost?
It's a bit more pricey than the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I'm just going to call it the SNES.
But then what do you say about the Mini Classic, the Nesmuxi, the Nesmuk? Is that what it is?
Well, I would make it more like MC NES.
That's good, yes. It's a bit more pricey than the other ones, but I bought them and they live under my television firmly.
Do they ever get turned on?
See, that's it. That's just what you do with these things, isn't it? You turn them on, you play it in through the HDMI, you're just like, yeah, this plays well, and then that's it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mini Classic has the Mario RPG on it. I ain't going to play all that. That's loads of time. Who's going to do that? Really?
How much time did you spend playing Spider-Man recently?
That's not... Well, the thing is...
Okay, the thing is right.
The thing is right. That's an action-adventure films and films. Do you see that? Your boy's ill.
Smooth.
Criminal. Spider-Man's a good film, whilst these RPGs, I ain't got time to just read through all this text and, make a choice there. Who plays that sort of stuff? Not your boy.
He don't read.
Mans don't read.
Reading's not hot.
Yeah, that's what you do with these things. You buy them though. You put them in. Oh, there's Jumping Flash. See why no one ever mentions this game any good. And then you put them away under your TV to get dusty.
Did you just say the sentence, no one mentions this game any good?
I like to have a mental breakdown in the middle of our podcast. I don't know whether
you've had one stroke this year. You can't have another one. You're not allowed.
I see my stroke doctor yesterday. Gave hope.
Well, let's hope that you're still alive.
And the wired controllers as well. Why do they need to be wired with no analog sticks? I guess
the wires are so short as well.
That's not how short they really are.
They look real short. Well, the boxes look real nice as well, though.
Yes. It is a homage to the classic PlayStation box. The problem I have with these classic consoles and stuff, though, like, why, when you get that, can't you have a voucher to get the games digitally as well? That'd be a nice extra. Because imagine like you get your Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mini Classic,
The NES.
and then you get all the games on the digitally to put on your Switch. That'd be a nice little treat, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree entirely. They'll make less money that way, so they're never going to do it though.
That's true, but it would be nice.
It's all about that dollar bills.
Are you going to get one?
Yeah, I'm going to get one.
Because you're an idiot too?
Because I am a massive idiot. And
Okay.
PS1 was the first console I ever had as a child. So there is that nostalgia. The NES Mini and the SNES Mini were kind of a bit before my time. I mean, as a fan of retro gaming, I've got the SNES Mini at least just to give everything a go in hindsight. But I actually do have an emotional, that sounds really weird, but an emotional attachment to the PlayStation. So
it'd be interesting to see if they're as hackable as the Nintendo ones, because
just buy a Raspberry Pi.
Then why are you going to buy this PlayStation 1 anyway?
Because it looks cool. As you say, it sits under the counter and then that's it.
Yeah, that's true. But the Nintendo ones, you can easily put ROMs on, and it's pretty much just a physical emulator. It's easy to do. So
have you done it?
I have not done it, no. I could, but
You could.
yeah, as I say, like I've bought them. They sit under my TV. That's the end of that chapter. And
You wave your scarf over your shoulder
I do.
shout out, "Oh, SpaghettiOs."
I'm walking to a cactus as I leave the room.
Simpson!
What we doing another story, or do you want to get to our track of the week?
Let's do one more story and then
Okay.
we'll go into track of the week.
What's his name? Could you go back to the story? Because I just go down.
I'm going down.
This is for our audio listeners. This is really good, just as good as the video version.
Hey!
Joaquin Phoenix and his picture for the Joker has been released, and underneath it, it's got the caption Arthur, and he just looks like slightly older dude. Just a normal everyday dude, pretty white guy who could easily turn into like a psychopath sort of person. Tom?
It is amazing how, just as you say,
Another week, another bit of DC thing to make us grimace.
yeah. Well, you say that, but all they've released are a few images of him as just a weird old.
I'm a dude!
He's just a dude. He's not in any makeup or anything. Just like giving a clown a hard time. And everyone is generally pretty positive about it. Compare that to when they released the first footage, the first images of Jared Leto as the Joker.
From yesterday is when that image was released. Get it?
Well, I'm sure it is more than one day ago. And everyone just reamed it as hard as they could because it was awful. But this is a lot more encouraging. It seems to be much more of an origin film for the Joker. I hear that they may go down the Killing Joke route a little bit, which would be good because it's probably the best Joker origin story there is going.
Well, I liked the book. The animated feature of that was something was lost there, I think. But yes, I don't see, because we don't know, because this weird extended universe rubbish. They said they were going to do one-off stories and stuff like that, but I see, if they're doing a film just about this guy, you're not going to want to watch a superhero film where you see this normal guy slowly turn into a bad guy, because you have no one to root for in this film, right?
I guess.
So I think they might be doing something different, where like this Joaquin Phoenix might be the main guy, but then Jared Leto kills him at the end or something like that. You know, something weird happens.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope it is just a one-off, because at this point, I just want a good DC film.
Yeah, well, I think that's... they said that that's what they're kind of going down now. They're kind of reeling back in the whole extended universe thing and having more sort of just like you do when you get like one-shot comic books and everything, where it's just different writers.
Not everything has to be a universe, but Hollywood's still trying to do that, aren't they?
It's just because there's money in it. It's like it's bankable properties where people can get the connection in one film and then they just feel obligated to watch it time and time again, even if it's diminishing returns. So I mean, if DC want to go down that route, which I think is their only option at the moment, all power to them, because that will hopefully provide some more interesting stories, some more
creativity,
creative characters.
Yes, Yes, and I'm not saying that the Marvel thing isn't successful, but it is. And
The Marvel thing is very successful.
well, would you like to do a quickie as well on the Marvel? I feel. Do we talk about the Marvel films every week?
Pretty much. They are the...
They're always in the news though, so I feel like it's not.
They
like
do a
we
good
just-
job with that.
We're not just fanboying though.
I mean, I am. Look at my shoes.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I
Can you
finished-
see that?
I finished Spider-Man. I'm almost 100%ed it, so
I still need to play it.
it's good. It's a good game.
I see that Jurassic World Evolution is on sale on Xbox Gold, and I might finally pick it
I
up.
want it. You want it?
I want it.
Kevin Feige
Feige.
has. So it's pretty much non-news because the Fox.
I love non-news.
The Fox, yes, because you just like to. Here's what. Let's think about what it could be. Here's all the spec. Oh, let's raise the stakes even higher. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And then no, nothing ever happens like that.
Non-news.
Non-news. Kevin Feige has said that he will be overseeing the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool films when Disney inevitably buy 20th Century Fox.
Yes, this is great news.
So whilst this is
Non-news.
if we ever trail off when we're doing news now, one of us just has to say that to each other. Okay. Yes, because obviously Disney and Fox have both accepted the merger, but they still have to go through national laws and stuff like that, and then international laws and different countries' laws. So this is just like, hey, if we get this, you know where X-Men's going. It's gonna be a good time. It makes, and he commented like, there makes no sense to have two universes running aside each other. Although films have done it like that for years and years. So
That makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah, I don't know how they'll do it. We've speculated many times on how this will happen, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how they're going to do it, then all power to them, because it opens up so many extra doors for new stories. They can kind of retire the original Avengers cast without dropping a lot of the quality if they can explore brand new origins and brand new films. Yeah, I can't see that going wrong at all.
It's just interesting to see how they're going to get there, especially if they're going to reprise Deadpool and stuff like that. How would that? Spider-Man and Deadpool, some of the really good Marvel comics. Like, it'd be nice to see Tom Holland and Ryan Reynolds.
But it's whether or not Disney want to go down the hard R route or not.
Hard R.
Hard R.
Speaking of hard R, we're going to talk about Predator after this song, which is our
Track of the week. Yes.
No
news. We get a lot more musical than that because we have our track of the week coming up, which is Supersede with My Time Is Now. This is off their debut album, which will be launching later this year. You can see them do their album launch gig on Saturday the 1st of December at the Red Lion in Bristol. So if you're in the area around the West Coast, then make sure to check them out. But without further ado, here is My Time Is Now by Supersede. Check it out.
What you can never have. There's a sinking feeling and it drives me mad. I need to ease this pain inside, but you will never try. We can't avoid what we have always done. Seeking the answers, but you have none. I need to ease this pain inside, but you will always hide.
Hi, this is Frank Turner, and you are lucky enough to be listening to Upside Down Shark Radio.
Your time is up because my time is now. That was My Time Is Now by Supersede. Good. That's good. Good stuff.
It was very good. I am definitely going to check out more of them and hopefully may even attend their show on the 1st of December at the Red Lion in Bristol. I remembered it without looking.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
No, but that was good. I'm glad to see that we are growing in our catalogue of bands that like to be played on our show.
Absolutely. We're always happy to share great talent, some rockin' tunes, regardless of genre. So if you have any tracks that you would like featured on Upside Down Shark Radio, email us at upsideDownSharkRadio@gmail.com. We will play your track.
I just hope that the bands that ask to play songs on our show don't actually listen to our show, and then they'll be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't ask to be on their show.
Yeah, that is always the issue, isn't it?
But thank you, Supersede.
Yes, thank you. And make sure to pick up their CD at supersede.bandcamp.com/releases.
Okay. On with the show.
No news. I'm done now.
Predator was released recently. The Predator.
The Predator.
I have never seen the originals. Are you okay?
Have you still not?
No.
Predator is my favourite film of all time.
You say that about every film.
That and Jurassic Park are my two favourite films of all time. I love jungles.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes it. There wasn't much jungle in this one, was there?
No, there wasn't. No.
So from what I know, the originals have Arnie in.
The first one does.
The first one, and then
Danny Glover.
Okay.
And then Adrian Brody.
Okay. So they only get better with each film, is what you're saying.
You could put it that way, yes.
And then Predator takes on some aliens, which I was expecting a reference or two in this current film from aliens, but not any that I could see.
How far are we going into spoilers with this?
I think we should do our normal review. Here's some references to what it was, but not actually.
Okay.
Because in my mind, this film is pretty predictable.
Then just going on the vein you were saying, at the very end, I was convinced that there was going to be a reference to Alien.
Yes.
Absolutely 100% convinced. If you've seen it, you know.
So, well, that bit's that one's like a post-credit sequence, but they didn't want to put it at the end of the credits, I feel.
They didn't trust everyone. So let's start off. What was your opinion of The Predator?
So, knowing that this was a rated R film, although in this country it doesn't really make any difference because it's still a 15, what does it take to be an 18 in this country? It must be really bad.
Either a snuff film or porn.
Yes, and I'm not going to the cinema to watch porn with you again after last time. So I knew it was going to be gory and bloody and stuff like that, and because I've never seen them, I thought there might be a bit of thriller in there as well, and I came away like this was more of not stupid, but an action film that knows what it's doing. So
definitely,
where some films are very self-serious and we got to get to this thing here now and do this and stuff like that. This was just it knew what it was doing most of the time, and it was like a bit of a wink and a nudge to each stupid reference and stuff like that, making it a far more enjoyable film where if they just did it all straight-faced.
Well, it was directed by Shane Black, who actually starred in the very first Predator movie in a very minor role.
He has done Iron Man 3 as well.
He did Iron Man 3. He did The Nice Guys, which is probably my favourite film of the past 10 years.
That is a good film.
That is one of the most underrated films of all time, in my opinion. And it's, again, he has got that knack of playing against tropes and or at least playing with tropes for comedic effect really, really well. And I think he did it very well in The Predator.
And when his name came up, he's the first directed by Shane Black. I was like, of course, that makes sense when I saw that in the credits.
Yeah.
But
did you not know beforehand then?
No, I didn't know really anything about this film, but I knew I saw the trailer, and the trailer makes it seem more horror style than it is. And I'm not usually a horror guy anyway, but I think I could see a horror in a cinema and probably laugh more than be scared. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Let's have them at the same time.
on
So
this.
you're the Predator fan.
I love it. I'm a self-professed Predator fanboy. There was a period, and you will laugh, when I must have been about 16, 17, when I had Predator on my iPod Classic, and without fail, and I'm not exaggerating, for at least a few months, I watched it every day.
Wow.
Every
what
day.
age were you?
Like 16, 17.
Okay.
Every day I would watch Predator. It would be sort of the thing that I sort of watched just before like falling asleep. I did not get tired of it. It was sort of a perfect storm of a lot of things. It was Arnie at his best, in that he wasn't just like jacked up muscle guy who's there just to show his muscles. He showed a little bit of emotional depth, like not enough to like bog down the story, because the original Predator didn't really need a story, but he was still imposing enough to be impressive on screen and be a legitimate threat to the Predator. The special effects with the Predator itself were so ahead of its time. I think it was 1987 it came out, and it still stands up today with when it goes invisible, and with just the creature design is all fantastic. Jesse the Body Ventura as a supporting lead is also fantastic, and Carl Weathers.
Welcome to the Predator Appreciation Podcast.
There's going to be a lot of that, and I just couldn't get enough of it. It's just so good. And then Predator 2 is kind of boring. Like they move it to the city, and it gets more silly. Third one, Predators, is actually pretty good. It's not terrible.
Predators?
Yeah, that's the third one.
Okay.
And that one's good because, again, it goes against the idea of having just like one Hollywood leading actor stealing the show. It's more about the ensemble cast. So that one, it was originally meant to be directed by Robert Rodriguez, but in the end he only produced it. But it's got Adrian Brody as kind of the lead, but it's also got Danny Trejo, who is always good in everything.
Machete.
Yes, basically playing Machete. It has Walton Goggins, who's also very, very good in everything. Do you know Walton Goggins?
His name is ringing a bell.
He's the guy who is in the show, is it Vice Principals with Danny McBride? And he's also in like Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained.
Okay.
He's one of the redneck ones that in Candyland. He's a very, very good character actor, and he's very good in that. It's also got Lawrence Fishburne in it as a brief cameo as well. And again, he's good in everything.
Whenever anyone says Lawrence Fishburne, I just think of Samuel Jackson on the news saying, "I'm not Lawrence Fishburne." Is that the same for you?
I can guarantee that the person in Predators is not Samuel L. Jackson.
And then the glorious Aliens versus Predators 1 and 2 happened, right?
The first one's awful. Requiem is a dumb good laugh. But they kind of just been scrapped from canon now. But the Predator, I would say, is probably the second best out of all of them. It's nowhere near as good as the first one. The first one is untouchable in terms of just action films.
How much speaking does Arnie do in the first one?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, because is that early Arnie?
No. It's after both Terminator films, like the good Terminator films. It was the first film where he kind of lost a bit of muscle, to become a bit more believable.
Yeah.
Obviously he's still ripped, but it's more of like a soldier, like an actual sort of commando rather than like a bodybuilder. So it was him pretty much acting at the best he's ever acted. But again, it is just like full sort of testosterone, fist clenching action movie. It's John McTiernan who also directed Die Hard and a lot of films of that ilk.
Do you know all the words to that film?
Pretty much.
Okay. So this one's got the only way I can describe this actor, because I never remember his name, is he looks like PewDiePie, but then I remember he's the main villain in Logan.
It's Boyd something.
Boyd.
Yeah. Boyd.
It's your Boyd. He just typed in Boyd into Google. Tom's not feeling very...
I'm very tired.
Type in Logan.
Boyd Holbrook.
Yes, that's
him.
That's
not even his real first name. It's Robert.
Yeah, well, they were probably...
He's 37. He doesn't look 37.
No, because he can play the younger person and this older person too. He plays a Marine, is it Marine?
Yeah, he's a sniper.
And he's to take out a mark and...
A wrestling mark?
Yep. Those bloody Hollywood Hogan fans. He takes out a mark, and then a spaceship crashes. And on this spaceship is
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
the Predator.
No news. That's going to get boring really fast.
Probably half an episode longer.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Maybe.
So the Predator comes off the spaceship, and this Predator is captured by the government, pretty much, isn't it?
Yep, it is. Gets the old Roswell treatment, dissected pretty much on a table.
It's a bit of a slow start because you get the jungle scene with them. The Predator lands and then takes on the sniper's troop. And then you get some scientist lady, and then you get some random kid who's getting bullied, and you're like, where's the connect? What is this film at this point? And it all comes together really near the middle, doesn't it? That's where it starts ramping up.
Well, that is the one thing that people have said as a criticism and a plus point for the film, is that the pace is unrelenting throughout the whole story. You will jump from place to place and character to character within maybe 2 or 3 within a minute, and unless you're actually paying attention, it can be really hard to keep up to date. Like as Craig said, that's the guy, Boyd Holbrook, Mr. Boyd's character. He finds the alien, gets obviously intercepted by
the Predator. Aliens on in this film.
Good save. By the military, and they interrogate him, basically try and make out that he's mad, and he gets sent on a loony bus with all these other
loonies is what you would say.
Other soldiers, and you think, are they still in Mexico? And then a second later, they're in Georgia, and it seems like no time has passed at all. And you're like, okay.
But the bit which is the film's strength is like, so this soldier gets on the bus, and then, why are you here? I saw an alien, and they all just start taking the mick out of him and stuff like that. And you're just like, this is actually what it would be like.
Exactly.
In films, it's like, yeah, I have a superpower. No, you don't. What are you on about? Oh, here's an example. Oh, you do. Like, in this film, it's more like, that is more realistic of what would happen. Yeah. And then they see an alien and like, oh my God, it was telling the truth.
Exactly. And it's that sort of lightheartedness that works really well. But the fact that the pace is so unrelenting means that I was never bored watching it. Like, it wasn't as an outstanding film, but I was never ever bored watching it. And the comedy 9 times out of 10 played out really well. There is a bit where one of the Predators tries to fool a driver of a car into thinking that everything in the back seat of the car is fine by pulling out the severed arm of a human, putting it into a thumbs up, and then just passing it through into the driver's seat. And he's like, yep, nothing's wrong there. And just little things like that made me chuckle, and I appreciated.
Yes, you laugh because it's supposed to make you laugh, not because it's badly done.
No, it's played for laughs.
Like the loony bus crashes, and there's some bikes, and one of them yells, "We need to get to the choppers," and it's just like, well, I know that's a reference to.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love that. My favorite bit that I thought was incredibly underrated was when they take this scientist lady, played by Olivia Munn, into the dissection room essentially, and they say, we call this the Predator, and she goes, but predators hunt for food. This thing hunts for sport. Surely you would call it the hunter or the sports hunter. And they're like, nah, Predator sounds cooler. And I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and everything. Yeah, that's what everything is done for a reason, stupid or otherwise, which leads the last moment of the film to. There's definitely going to be a sequel, is what I would say.
Yeah, if it makes enough money, there's a sequel coming.
Should we do the end bit, or do you want to... Should we just say there is a pod at the end? After all the film's finished, it's all wrapped up, there is a pod, which one of the predators left on Earth. And
one of the friendly predators, not one of the mean predators.
Yes, it turns out... Yeah. It's weird, though, isn't it? Because... this predator was friendly, and
they did that a little bit in the original Alien vs Predator as well, though.
Yeah,
which really fell on its face. But this one kind of made sense in the loose sense of the word,
because the predator can't communicate. Of course, you're just going to presume he's attacking you all the time.
I mean, he does kill a lot of humans.
Well, but then he doesn't kill the science lady, which makes you think, oh, there could be a bit more to him.
Well, that's because there was no sport in it.
That's true.
That's one of the things from the original Predator is that it won't attack you if you don't have a weapon or like pose a threat because there's no sport.
The thing, yeah. So the end of it is just like this. There's this unknown pod. There's a package in here. What could the package be? And then me, you, friend of the show, Stead, we all thought it was going to be Alien.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Alien, and we'll just leave it there, shall we say?
Yeah, it wasn't as cool as Alien. I would have preferred it to be Alien, but then people would have probably groaned that we're going to get another AVP movie.
Yeah, it's at least 2 more Predator films before we get another Alien film.
Yeah.
Well, the Alien films, they're doing their Michael Fassbender thing right now as well, aren't they?
Don't.
So,
it's so bad.
the one thing I was a criticism is the same with Star Wars Force Awakens and any real remake, really. If they remade Jaws now, it's here is the original scary thing, and then, oh no, here is a bigger, badder sort of thing.
The Meg!
Yes, so like, here is what this is really bad back in the 80s, but now this one's 10 times as big and more scary. Like, that was just like, oh, of course, that sort of thing. But it all played to it in the end.
Yeah, as long as it plays into a good story, then I don't mind that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other examples. I like Kylo Ren.
I like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I think he's better than
But
Vader.
he is a different... I would say he has more layers. So, no, the thing I meant, not by bad guy.
Oh, you mean Snoke, do you?
No, I mean, here is the Death Star.
Oh,
Here
Starkiller
is
base.
Starkiller, like just 10 times bigger. Does that actually help the story or anything in that film? No, you know.
I guess. I suppose you just have to ramp things up every time. It wouldn't be as good if it was like, here's the Death Star 2. It's not, well, that's supposed to be Death Star 3. It's not quite as good as the first 2, but you know what? It still can do some damage.
I watch Dragon Ball regularly, and energy levels are stupid at this point. So, you know, what can I complain about?
How does it sound when you go Super Saiyan, Craig?
I can't do that right now.
Do it. Go Super Saiyan for me. You'll feel better.
I think I blew a blood vessel.
I think you blew something.
God. It looked like a Kamehameha on the audio track there. Did you see that? Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah,
Okay, well, maybe you got something there then.
Predator, go and see it. I very much enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
UDS recommends.
4 sharks out of 5?
Top score 5 out of 7.
You can't rate things out of 7.
Top score 5 out of 7.
I will say 4 out of 5. Is there anything else you would like to comment on this week, Thomas?
The Captain Marvel trailer dropped. That looks good.
Oh yeah. Does that prove we're not really Marvel fanboys? Or
I mean, it's been out for a while now, so, you know.
I've heard so many hot takes on her slapping an old lady.
Yeah, there's so many memes about that. It's great. My favorite one is the old lady with the text caption saying, AJ Styles isn't a very good WWE champion. And then it's just her slapping her words, they don't want none!
AJ Styles has been the champion like out of 85% of his WWE career.
Is that right?
Yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
US or WWE or whatever.
Yeah.
So he for an ex-TNA guy, you can't say that they don't. That's what I always forget.
He's one of them, yeah. But no, Captain Marvel looks really good.
I think the old lady getting slapped, was just a trailer thing to get the people talking, which it did. So,
and young Samuel L. Jackson, like CGI'd Samuel L. Jackson, looks really good.
This is the first weird test because, like, obviously they did the Robert Downey thing, de-aging people, and this is like, it sounds like, I'm going to keep saying like a lot. It sounds as Samuel Jackson is going to be young Samuel Jackson for the whole film, and I hope the technology is capable of suspension of disbelief.
See, what people don't realise is that you're actually a 70-year-old man and that we just use de-aging technology on all of our footage.
It does work.
It does work.
But Samuel Jackson doesn't really age that badly anyway, really.
No, he looks pretty good for, I think he's in his late 60s, early 70s now.
And I just hope that this doesn't lead to them de-aging everyone all the time in every film, if you know what I mean.
Do you think they do it in Star Wars, like young Luke and young Han Solo again, or anyone like that?
Well, Well, they did the solo film, and I'm glad they got another actor instead of de-aging.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
But they've been using footage of their younger careers, haven't they? And then putting it, overlaying with their current face. So
Samuel L. Jackson is 69. It is his 70th. It is his 70th birthday on the 21st of December. So many happy returns for then, Mr. Jackson.
That's weird. He's been like in films my whole life. And he's been in everything, really, hasn't he?
His middle name is Leroy. I never knew that.
Samuel Leroy Jackson.
Yeah.
When people say Sam Jackson, I'm like, who? That's not his name.
I thought his name was Samu, and then the L was just like added onto the Samuel.
Samuel L.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, here at Upside Down Shark, reading is our forte.
Yep, we love the written word.
I like Samuel Jackson.
I love Samuel L. Jackson. He's hilarious.
Yes. He got a purple lightsaber. Good for him.
Yep, and he has a rude thing carved on the hilt. That's not a joke.
Oh, yeah. So Captain Marvel, we're obviously going to go and see it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a slight hint at her pager for Infinity War.
I saw that. I like that nod.
Do you reckon... So it's just going to be a standalone story taking place in the past, because obviously the blockbuster she crashes into at the beginning of the trailer.
Yep.
What these these trailers have done they show us alternative takes pretty much in these trailers now, and then when we see the actual film, it's something a bit different, which I'm good with, because then that means the trailer isn't spoiling anything really.
Yeah.
It happened in the Spider-Man game trailer as well.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you said Doctor Strange is in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It turns out not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I watched that cutscene. Like, that cutscene happened pretty late in the game, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for Doctor Strange. Tom told me there's Doctor Strange. No, it wasn't Doctor Strange.
Who was it?
You'll have to play the game to find out.
Ah.
Hashtag no spoilers here.
Non-news.
So yeah, it's going to be a Captain Marvel film by itself, standalone, and then the post-credit scene will be something to do with Infinity War.
I'm okay with that. I think it's going to be a good fun time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, you say Elektra and other films. There was another film that was female-led.
Catwoman.
Yes. I feel like this is the first proper solo-led superhero film that people are interested in. I know when you add more words to the beginning of that, it becomes less important, but I'm still looking forward to it.
I'm very much looking forward to it, and I think it will be a good lead into Infinity War, which I believe, is it next year or is it 2020?
Next year.
Wow.
If it was, Avengers 4, because they're not calling it Infinity War 2.
You know what I mean?
Do you reckon Agent Coulson will come back, or his time because this takes place in the past?
He's going to be in this one, I think.
He is in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he will be back for Avengers 4?
I think he'll have a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as like a
like him.
Yeah.
He's a good character, a good original character.
For Phase 1, he was invaluable. He'd already helped gel things together.
And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was meh.
I never watched it.
In this MCU minute before we go, they apparently leaked for Disney's streaming service as well. There is going to be some Marvel programs taking place in the MCU.
Ooh.
How would you like a Loki spin-off series?
Not really.
No. I find that the character of Loki has pretty much already been...
Killed.
Well, yeah, of course, the character died in Avengers 3. The character of Loki... Kofi.
You put
Kofi Kingston.
the hokey Loki.
Whoa. The character of Loki grew with every Thor film, as did Thor, correct?
Absolutely.
So,
Ragnarok is their finest hour.
Yes. Well, how about Scarlet Witch?
No.
No, me neither. Although, I would like to see them on like a going. You know those bad daytime television shows where they travel places and like, here's what we have in this country, and this land.
Escape to the Sun or something like that.
Yeah. I would like to see her and Vision do that and just go visit different places like
Benidorm.
Here is the Pentagon. In the sunny sides of Bristol, we'll have a chip pie.
Gran Canaria.
I would like to see that.
Magaluf.
But then I thought, what side characters do deserve their own TV show, really, anyway?
Moon Knight.
Who's Moon Knight?
The one of the best Marvel characters they haven't used yet.
No, I would say no. Someone that's already been in film, like Lady Sif from Thor, or Korg.
Korg, yes, absolutely 100%.
Apparently,
Korg.
an image leaked that he's going to be in. What's his Waikatiki, whatever.
Taika Waititi.
I was close. He was in a cast photo of Avengers 4, so perishable rock.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see what the future holds for Marvel TV shows.
Thor Marvel TV shows.
Any Marvel TV shows.
Oh,
What?
I thought you said Thor Marvel TV shows.
The future of Marvel TV shows.
Okay.
I see. We'll see what the future is for.
Oh, now you got my joke.
Now it's time for us to leave before I slap Tom with anything I can get my hands on.
Well, when you slap someone with, your hands.
I can. I was going to whip out my penis.
Mate, you can't get your hands on that.
No news.
No news.
This has been episode 49
Of Upside Down Shark
it's
Radio.
49th minute of Upside Down Shark Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not after you edit it.
No, absolutely not. We've got to put a song in the middle. We have had a wonderful time talking about lots of different things, and we hope you've enjoyed listening to us ramble. If you want to be on the show, just let us know on UpsideDownSharkRadio.com. If you like this show, make sure to leave a comment, review, like, subscribe. All of that stuff is really nice and friendly, and it get you good karma with the Upside Down Shark Fun, please. But,
Butter? Are we making a cake?
I can't believe it's not butter.
I like the Futurama butter. It's a sight gag, but on the case it just says it sure ain't butter.
I don't even remember that. But we'll wrap it up now. I've been Tom.
I have been Craig.
And I can't believe we're not over yet. Bye.
Do you mean over like in a wrestling sense?